What do you suggest someone do if their partner doesn't want to better themselves?
Okay, let's go around the panel with it. Good question. We're going to start on this side. So, what do you suggest? And we speaking about the man, I guess, then, right?
I mean,
let's speak about the man.
For us, it's men because you date men, but for you date women, no?
Yeah. We could give a perspective on both when it comes to.
Well, let's start off with the man first, because it's her question, and I'm pretty sure it's a man. She wants to know.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Perspective.
Yeah. So, what do you think? What would you suggest a partner should do to better themselves? That was your question, right?
No, my question is, what do you do if your partner doesn't want to?
Want to better themselves. Okay, what do you do if your partner doesn't want to better themselves?
I feel like this kind of hits a little bit home. Usually I feel like there's reasons onto what is holding them back or why they are not choosing to. I feel like you should get to an understanding of why aren't you? What is going on? Is something interfering? Is there a reason why you're not? Is there anything? And I would guess kind of go from there. I feel like everyone has kind of like an expiratory period of like, okay, like we get you have funks, we get you have life going on, stuff like that. I would say communication. And I feel like based on your communication, then you can kind of go from there. But I would feel like figuring out the root of what the problem is on like why something's not progressing or what's holding them back.
Okay, so figure out the root to see what's holding them back. All right, what about you?
Well, to be honest, I think we're at an age now where like you should have your you should have your things figured out already.
Okay.
Like, I'm not nobody's mother. You know, you got to figure out your own things, your own problems. Like, you should know what to do with yourself. And if you feel lost, well, like, figure that out, because then the relationship is not going to work.
Got you. So, but what would you do in that situation? Would you just leave the guy if he can't figure it out? Because that's not really, she's asking for advice, right? Like, what would you advise?
I'm not advice. It's just you asked the question. So I was like, this is a good question.
Right. So if the dude that you were talking to didn't want to better himself anymore, what would you do? What would you say?
I would have to leave.
You'll leave.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what would you do if the dude wouldn't better himself that you were talking to? Like, he didn't want to better himself. What would you do? Would you leave or stay?
I think it would happen if this was just like a first time problem, then I would do what I normally said on we need to figure out what's going on with you.
Yeah, communicate with him,
if
try to
it's like
figure out
a
the root
thing
of
that
it.
has just been repetitive and going, then yeah, eventually like expiry period, like this is not going to work.
Right.
Got you. One to you.
Like, what do you mean better themselves though? Like, were they bad in the first though? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
let's say
career-wise,
they were
just in general
gaining
they're
weight.
slacking off.
They were gaining weight.
Yeah, just in general, they slacking.
They didn't want to work anymore. Like,
I would try and better myself with them. Like, maybe not like make it seem like they're the problem. Maybe make it seem like we're doing it together. And then if they didn't, I mean, like she said, there's like, you know, there's only so much you could take of like somebody. There's only so much you could talk to somebody too. It's like if I'm talking and now I'm doing action too, and you're still not reciprocating, then like, go be a bum yourself.
Yeah.
We got Sharnice Davis. Welcome to the game. You just joined a member. Appreciate that. You locked in with us. And it's your question, so what would you do?
Personally, I feel like I don't align with someone who doesn't want to better themselves because I'm constantly trying to better myself. I know I have a lot of room to improve. So if you don't want to improve, then I feel like we're not going to work. And honestly, I look for my man for guidance. So, like, if you don't want to improve, then how am I going to look for you to guide me?
Got it. I got a question off of this, and we'll go last, and we'll answer your question, too. Starting with you. What's one of the traits or the areas that you see in guys that they need to improve on?
That's a great question.
And then I
would say consistency.
Okay.
Consistency. So guys need to improve in consistency. What about you?
Their diet.
What about you?
I think I would have to agree with consistency, to be honest.
Okay, what about you?
I feel like emotion regulation.
Emotion regulation. Okay. Same question going back this way now. What's one of the things that you think girls have to improve in?
Trust.
girls need to improve in trusting people.
Yeah.
Then you just leaving the girls just off the hook. All right, whatever. Fair enough. Go to trust is like you can't really
You can't improve in
you
that?
can't really measure it. Like you can't measure if someone is really trusting you or not.
Yeah, you can.
I mean, not really. You can't really measure it.
You can't.
Again,
No.
someone can have trust issues, of course, if they're always, asking you questions and things. But I feel what you're saying, though. I guess you're probably talking about a relationship, and it's a relationship dynamic where maybe
she's
that person
insecure.
really has trust issues, or they're insecure,
Mm-hmm.
and they're always asking questions and wondering about something. Okay, fair enough. What about you? What's one of the things that you think a woman should improve on?
Letting their emotions get the best of them. Because I know me personally, I sometimes let my emotion. Because I'm a girl. I'm an emotional. All of us, we're emotional.
Okay, so like her answer for the guys was emotional regulation. So that would be the same thing, regulating your emotions for girls. Got it. And what about you?
I feel like I kind of heard the question wrong now that like we're flipping it back around. It's like funny. It's like,
It's
what I mean?
making more
It's hitting me
sense.
different now. Like
Yeah.
for men, I'm like instantly, I feel like a jerk now. Instantly, I'm like diet. But for like women, I think like I do agree with the emotional thing, but I think we need to learn on how to communicate. And I think what I realize a lot of my girlfriends do, and I do myself, is that we like assume men could read minds. So I think like we need to voice ourselves maybe more. I don't know.
Communicate,
Yeah.
speak the truth.
Yeah.
That makes more
Women are
sense.
perfect though, so
So you think women should speak the truth?
yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. Because if you're not speaking the truth, you could communicate, but just not speak the truth.
Yeah.
Well, we still can't read your mind. We need the truth. Okay. Makes sense. What about you?
So women, but like people in general, I feel like need to stop taking things
Well, let's speak
personal.
about just women. You spoke about the men. Why you
Okay,
trying to make
okay.
it general now when it come to women? Well, let's people in general. Now we talking about just women.
Okay. I can't speak for every woman.
You ain't say you can't speak for every man, baby girl. Just say it with your chest. It's okay. It's no fugazi.
Okay, stop not taking things personal.
Okay. Not taking things personal. Got it. Cool. All right. Ease, I'll let you elaborate a little bit. You want to go first on what you think men should improve on and women should improve on?
Men should improve on being the best version of themselves, and that includes physicality and career. I think men should really improve on that because that's important for everybody, not just for women, but for men also, and it'll make your life easier and better. I mean, you still have problems, but men should definitely improve on how they physically look and their career. I think that's the main thing for us men. And what was the other one?
Women.
Women. What should women improve on?
Yeah.
Women should improve on. I agree with her. The emotion, not letting their emotions, affect or interfere with their happiness. Not letting their emotions affect their decision making. We all know that when you're mad or sad, you don't make the best decisions. So make decisions when you're not mad or when you're not sad, when you have a clear head. And also, women should improve on not letting past traumas, affect today, and their future, because their past traumas could affect them from being happy. So focus on being happy and not focusing on your past, because it already happened. There's nothing you can do about it. It sucks, but focus on the now. That's what I think women should
Cool.
improve
And
on.
then I'll answer your question too, but that you went around with everyone else. I would say so. Like for a woman, if you're in a relationship with a guy and he doesn't want to self-improve, like he just doesn't want to,
Yeah, that too.
then it's better to kind of do what she said. You kind of want to, see maybe where the root cause is. Like if you really love this guy, see where the root cause is and then move on. Because if like bums is bums, they ain't really changing. Just like hoes be hoes, they ain't really changing. It's like vice. It's the same. It's the equal opposite equivalent, because the main thing that a woman looks for from a guy is to not be a bum, is protection and providing. So if the dude doesn't really have the motivation and ambitions to do that, you probably chose the wrong guy. Same thing with the guy. If he chose a promiscuous woman, she been in them streets, she got a mind that always want to go to them streets. She's just thinking about the streets, sidewalks,
People change.
street lights, red light, green light.
You don't think people?
I mean,
can
people
change?
do change. That is true. People change, but when it, as far as past behaviors is a good predictor on your current behaviors and future behaviors.
But don't you learn from your failures?
Not everybody.
Well, it doesn't really work like that with women as far as the things that men are attracted to. So like when a man experiences adversities and trauma and he overcomes those adversities and trauma, he just becomes a more masculine man. And usually women are attracted to more masculine men, right? When a woman experiences adversities and traumas, well, guess what? She becomes more masculine herself, but men aren't attracted to masculine women. So therefore, it's like, you really never overcame it, because think about it. When you go through something, well, you got to be a little bit more non-agreeable, because it's like, I went through that before, so I'm not going to let no one do this to me again. I'm going to have my guard up. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be a little bit more assertive, maybe a little bit more dominant now. You get what I'm saying? Because people took advantage of you before, so you're not going to let them take advantage of you again. So automatically you become more of a unruly individual. An unruly individual as far as a man, well, that's a leader. An unruly individual as far as a woman, well, that's a trifling girl that you, that's a headache.
That's a headache.
You don't think that she could have went through things and then want to be
She
more
could.
softer,
That
want to play more of a feminine role because maybe she was masculine, and then through time she realized through trial and error that it's better to be more feminine. You don't think she could learn from her mistakes and grow and do self-development and look within herself? You think that all women are in that same category?
Anything is possible, right? Anything is possible, but probable? No. So is it possible? Yes. I believe that, any woman can be saved by Jesus Christ. And, she has, her heart and her mind has been changed, and she's a different individual, and it's like she's fresh now. But yeah, is it possible?
Thank the Lord.
Yeah, but probable, it isn't probable. So if we're giving advice to the general population, we would say, hey, well, a woman that, wasn't raised in a 2-family home, a woman that, experienced, maybe abuse from her childhood or abuse from her past relationships. Well, if you want to wife that chick up, my man's, maybe you want to find another option. Because that won't be the best option for you. She'll be a headache in the long run.
But what you're saying sounds more like an opinion.
No, it doesn't sound like an opinion. It sounds like a probability fact.
How?
Well,
Where's the
you
research?
wanted to say something?
Because women with a lot of trauma in the past, they let it affect their current.
So men don't.
No, we're not saying
Men never
that.
let trauma affect them.
No, we're not saying that.
That doesn't happen.
No, we're not saying that at all. That's not the statement. I'm just talking about the attraction part. So I'm saying that when a man overcomes adversities and traumas, when he overcomes them, he normally becomes a more masculine man, right?
More of a manly
The
man.
reason why is because, think
But
about
where
it.
do you see, like, what is the statistic?
I got you. Let's just think logically about it. There's not a statistic on this right here. I don't have a statistic as far as what makes someone more masculine, but we can speak about it logically, right? So what would you say? You let me know who would have the higher probability of being a masculine man and a leader, someone that can lead you. I'm going to list you 2 guys. Guy A lived a comfortable life. He's 32 years old and, didn't grow up in the hood or anything like that. Just regular cool lifestyle. He has a, good 9-to-5 job. He worked, they're both making the same, he's making, $100,000 a year and, pretty fair life. Didn't really, never really
Yeah,
experience
adversity.
any adversities, really. He just comfortable life, right? Then you got another guy. He was born and raised in the hood. He overcame those traumas. He went to the military and he, fought and protected the country. He came back. He been through some traumas as far as, with the law enforcement and stuff like that. But then he overcame that. He was, fully clean from his record and went through finished up probation, finished up all of these things. He used to box when he was younger. He played football and basketball. He was number 1 on the team, captain of the football team. He'd been through all of these things, all of these trials and errors, ups and downs. But each time you seen him, like if you look at his life, it was like a scale that went like this. So it's like, whoop, 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 but it was getting better and better each time. The other guy, it was just like kind of coasting. So which guy would be more masculine and have the ability to lead you?
I'm in the military, man.
Well, yeah, the guy that experienced more adversities and overcame them. Because you know that if something happened, well, Big Daddy, he gonna handle it. I know he got me. He been through this already. He got me.
And he used to box.
You feel what I'm saying? So we could we don't need statistics on certain things. We could literally speak about it logically. Now let's flip it on a woman. Talk about girls, right? So now you get a chick. She had an easy life. She ain't experienced no abuse when she was young. Her father didn't abuse her. Her mother didn't abuse her.
She had both parents.
She had both of her parents in her household. She went to college. She got her degree. And, she's making just as much money as the other girl, too. A very comfortable, life. She didn't like party and stuff like that too crazy. She didn't have like all these one night stands and stuff like that. She wasn't drinking and things. She just lived a regular, nice, good girl life.
Feminine.
Right? Good girl life. The other girl, she was abused by her uncle. After she was abused by her uncle, then she lost her virginity when she was about 14. After that, then she probably collected like about maybe 10 bodies when she was like, by the time she was like 24. Then by the time she's 32, one dude broke her heart, another dude abused her, and she had guys just kind of like, she'd been kind of used and abused by guys and by her past and stuff like that. Which woman, right? We talked about masculinity. Now, which woman would have the higher probability of being feminine?
The first one.
Exactly. Men, we want feminine women, and women, y'all want masculine men. So men want a girl that doesn't have a past, and a woman and girls want a man that has a future. We opposites.
But you don't think that the second woman could evolve and
Nah,
be
she for the
feminine?
streets.
She
Nah,
couldn't be
she
feminine.
done,
What
man.
if she becomes like a motivational speaker?
People
and,
motivate and speak all the time.
and help other women who's been through that.
But we're talking about relationships. How's that gonna like benefit?
I'm just saying, like,
How's that gonna help her in the dating world?
because maybe she develops herself and she becomes a better person. So
I
then when
think
she
that
becomes a better
anything
person-
is possible, like I said. Like, would you say that about the guy that just lived a comfortable life? Well, do you think it's
because maybe he could be a provider. Maybe he
No.
could be
I'm not saying
strong.
that he's
Maybe he
not
could
a
go to
provider.
the
I'm just
gym.
saying that he had a
Maybe
regular.
he could be masculine.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that he had a regular life. He didn't really experience any adversities and traumas that he had to overcome. But you already know that the other guy that experienced adversities and traumas that he had to overcome, you would feel more safe being with that guy because he went through things. That means that he has experience. So if something happens now in the current situation, you know that he can help you through that. The other guy that didn't experience it, you know that he can't help you through it. So all I'm saying is that you chose the other guy because he has more characteristic traits of a leader. We chose the feminine girl because she has more characteristic traits of a follower, someone that can get on our program and someone that we can lead. So that's pretty much all we're saying. Girls, anything on this? No? Nothing? No? You sure? All right, fair enough. So if you like that clip and you want to watch more, click right here. But if you want to watch the full episode, click right here.